NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Tonight, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Minnesota begins the game with the basketball. Jimmy Butler goes down last year, nearly cost Minnesota the playoffs. When he's healthy, what makes him so dangerous?
Well, he's a versatile player. He's a guy that can lock up on the defensive end and a guy that can give you 20-plus points every single night. Let's remember, he missed 21 games last year. That's a quarter of the season. But the team didn't do that bad without him. They went 10-11. If these guys can finally come together and build some chemistry, they're a team that could be a 6 or a 5 seed in the West.
T to Butler. Cleans the offensive glass. In the front court comes Simmons. He'll run the offense. Oh, Ben Simmons. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
This guy has posted 12 triple-doubles in his first full rookie year. That's his second most by any rookie in NBA history while leading his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. But how about this? When's the last time we said the most effective player maybe in the league has a glaring weakness? He was 0 of 11 from the three-point line for the entire year, did not make one three-point shot. And how about free throws? He shot 56% from the free throw line. You know who shot better? Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan. But with all that being said, this young man still finds himself in a position to be one of the most dominant players in NBA history.
Shot from in close, no good. Minnesota at the controls. T, great feed. Rocking the rim.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Simmons. Here's a chance from long range. And the rebound comes down to Gibson. Teague with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Jeff Teague. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Nothing going here on that drive. Right down Broadway, 4-2.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Jay, what's the next step for Ben Simmons?
MVP, Ed. To win the MVP. But perception is reality. And I've been hearing this stuff from a lot of people who have been watching Ben Simmons show out this past summer on IG. One will perceive that Ben Simmons
flushes down the slam. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Wolves. Teague with it up top. Leads a bucket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Jimmy Butler trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Off the mark on this free throw. Inside, he scores.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor. Rose to Towns. just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I think the defender had absolutely zero chance on that play.
Fultz. 4-3. That one off the mark. It's no good. The follow won't go either. Over and back. Time for some new personnel into the game. Fultz, good start. He's made his first shot.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
And he scores. They took a big step, but they'll count the bucket.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Sixers control it. Markelle Fultz. For three, and it's Minnesota's rebound. And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 2. Philadelphia 76ers.
First free throw is good.
Subbing in for the 76ers, number 12.
So he hits the first, misses the second. McConnell to Embiid. Joel Embiid missed his first. That one goes.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Rose. Fultz with the basketball. Shot clock turned off. They can get within one or tie it with a three.
The assist from number 20, Markelle Fultz.
And Jimmy Butler. That's usually one that he'll knock down. That ends the first quarter. It's the Timberwolves in front.
Too bad you can't put Jimmy Butler on Sixers.
You know what, buddy? You read my mind. That's what I was trying to do, man. They won't let me put Jimmy Butler on the Sixers. Unless I trade Joel Embiid or if I trade Ben Simmons. But what I did was I had to get rid of Coventry. And the other guy, I had to get rid of them.
First quarter. Jay,
I just don't got Jimmy Butler, but I got rid of Coventry and the other one because I'm following the real league. But I tried to get Jimmy Butler. They won't let me get him.
So the
NBA Live, that's the problem, man, with the updates. On this game, they got to do updates on trades, man. Hopefully they'll do that on NBA Live. Don't work on that. NBA 2K, they sort of have realistic updates. You know? They gotta
breakthrough. 52 wins last year, but Jay,
don't forget, Jimmy Butler got traded. Well, not late this season. It ain't late.
I still see this team finishing on the outside looking in. What I mean by outside is the 2 or 3 spot. I think this is Boston's division to lose.
But where I'm at, I'm late this
to
season.
lose. But still, the question mark is Toronto, Kawhi Leonard, does he really want to be there? Changing up their coach.
It's almost
what's going on with that
for me.
franchise? And the
I don't
question
think the
mark still
Lakers
is
made
around Ben Simmons and his ability to shoot the ball
this
down
is
the
my
stretch.
4th season of franchise mode playoff. I've been loving it, though. It's been a lot of fun.
Joel Embiid. Oh,
been a lot of fun.
Yay, isn't there updated rosters on some games?
Down like that afterwards.
Yeah, I think some games. I'm really mad about that MC Eagles because they should have updated rosters, man. You know what I mean? The Jimmy Butler should be on the team, like all the updated rosters. But I mean, I can trade. They won't let me trade. You know what I mean?
He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
They won't let me trade. I tried to trade Coventry and the other guy. They don't want him.
Down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play.
You know what I mean? You can make trades. You can make trades, MC Eagles, but they won't take Coventry and the other guy. I tried to trade him to Minnesota. for Jimmy Butler, Minnesota wouldn't take him.
They weren't going to give that to him.
And
So
one
I
of the
was
most
like,
underrated
damn, that's
things in this
messed up, 'cause
game
in real
is quick
life,
lateral speed. Good
Coventry
job by
was,
utilizing that
traded
speed and taking away the lane.
For Jimmy Butler, you
Moves
know?
into the front court. Lead is 2. Fires the 3 and the rebound.
I
Pulled
thought that
down
was
by
messed
Simmons.
up, man, because in real life,
Yay, that's bull that you can't somehow trade for Butler to make it realistic.
Joel Embiid.
you know what I could
Well,
trade?
made 2/3
I would
of
have to
his
trade
shots.
Joel Embiid.
What a pass.
I would have to
no
trade
clue
Joel
how that
Embiid
ball
or
even
Ben
made it through
Simmons
the
for
trap.
Jimmy Butler.
Now a timeout here for the
And
Timberwolves.
if I do that, it
As
won't be
they'll talk
realistic.
things over here in the
I
second quarter.
would have to trade Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons. Minnesota, they want me to either give them Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, and then they would give me Jimmy Butler, but that wouldn't be realistic. Because that wouldn't be realistic. Because Philly got the 300 monster.
Yay, not worth trading one of them
Both
for
teams
him.
tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. They can still hold the Sixers down, even if Jimmy Butler left.
To
Yeah, it ain't
Joel Embiid.
Right now, Ben Simmons
Sends a
and Joel
message on
Embiid is
that one.
real hot on the market.
Not a good
And
pass
they
there.
younger.
T-Wolves have it.
I wouldn't trade them for Jimmy Butler.
Those
Man,
missed
not for him.
opportunities on the road make it tough.
Jimmy Butler's good, but I wouldn't trade
with authority.
Ben
And I
Simmons
think
and
that's what
Joel
the
Embiid
Minnesota
are used to
Timberwolves
playing
fans
together.
everywhere. We're still
They're
waiting to
real
see if
good
the real
1-2
Andrew
combo.
Wiggins wants to step up and go to the next level. He averaged 18 points per game last year, but that was a drop back.
Follows good for
Now,
Wilson
I'll trade
Chandler.
Markelle
Will
Fultz.
be bowling.
That's what he does. It's
I'll
Minnesota
trade
basketball.
And
Markelle
Derrick
Fultz.
Rose is starting to almost look like
Jimmy
old
Butler,
self with the
tough
T-Wolves
shooting.
if hurt.
Only 2 for 6
Yeah,
after that
man.
make.
You said
There's
Derrick
the
Rose?
toughness he learned under Tibbs at 2
Derrick
stops.
Rose
And
started
no
looking his old
question,
self.
that rubs off on
Derrick
younger
Rose
players.
was nice
There is something
years
that Jimmy
ago.
Butler does that no other player in the
When he
NBA
first came to the
does.
league, man, he was
gets
real
into
nice.
your psyche. He gets into your head each and every possession.
Derrick
He
Rose.
enjoys the process.
I don't know what
Every
happened. He
every
came alive,
single
man.
blow.
Derrick
There's a
Rose, man.
pleasure in the paint.
50-point night.
He
Derrick
can't
Rose.
finish, but he can't get it to go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense
Yeah.
getting there from the weak
And
side
maybe that's
early
good
and
for the
making the player
T-Wolves.
short.
Derrick Rose is alive, you know? They're going to be in the playoffs, though, I think. I think they can make the playoffs.
Now
Yeah,
pass
Jimmy
stolen
Butler.
by the Timberwolves.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
I think they can make
Towns.
the playoffs without Jimmy Butler.
Karl Anthony Towns. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball.
Come on, man.
And there's
Can't
nothing
shoot
more beautiful than rewarding your teammate
Can't
with a
shoot
nice
damn
pass
ball.
and letting them finish for 2 or 3
What's
points.
up, boy?
Knocks it down from mid-range.
We playing
2
good against
points.
the Brooklyn
Take them
Nets.
any way you can get them.
What's up, man?
It's in the
Oh,
hands
man,
of
we got to get
Philadelphia.
Coventry back on the team, man. These guys are not playing right.
Not that time.
Oh, no! Oh, they
Butler
killed
to
him.
bring it up. Under a
Oh,
minute
they
to go
killed
before
him.
halftime.
Damn.
Add 2 points to the board.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler's
man.
made such an
I
impact
think
on this
we're
young
going to need them back on
Timberwolves
the
team.
team. I don't like
A
how
guy
you
with
guys
a
play.
blue-collar mentality shows up to practice early and stays late. And obviously, we saw that in the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves made the playoffs for the first time last year since 2004.
Presentation is or nominations can be submitted on our team website.
Yay, it's almost good for them to not have Butler. It's advantage for both our teams. I think like both teams won the trade, it's say.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that right now. It was a win-win for both ends. And the only thing is the Sixers lost, they got to get some more people for the
Substitution
bench.
made in this one.
They're going to have to get some more people for the bench. But besides that, we can still do it without Jimmy Butler. Don't get it twisted. You know?
Mike Muscala.
Since the
Finishing
teams that
inside
step
the
up the
paint
playoffs,
on
I
that
believe,
one.
without Jimmy Butler,
boy's
they
living his
just
best
wouldn't go
life.
deep. You know, maybe the second
Timberwolves
round,
have
like
the basketball.
the year before last. Jimmy Butler is a big help, though.
Teague to
So
Towns.
Jimmy Butler might fit perfectly. He might fit perfectly
Surveys the
with Philly.
floor. Carl Anthony Towns. Terrific
I heard a
shooting.
rumor
He's
about
4 for
Sixers
5.
getting Kyle Korver back.
Old school equals high.
Yeah, he came from Philadelphia anyway. Yeah, he came from
Beyond the
Philly.
arc for 3. Off the mark. And the
Yeah,
rebound
Kyle
taken in
Korver.
by Teague.
Yeah, I heard about that rumor. He came from the Sixers anyway. By the way, Kyle Korver.
End to end on that one. 94 feet
You
for
know,
the
they
basket.
also said
Who's
Carmelo
controlling the
Anthony.
paint? The offense is
Philly
controlling
might
the paint
get,
right now. The defense needs to do a better job of
Carmelo
making it
Anthony.
more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
Oh, man, hold on. What the heck is going on, man?
Layup goes down. Well done. Late
He
heat
would
to
be
beat
another
the
good
buzzer.
deal.
That'll do it for the first half. The Timberwolves have the lead.
But I don't know about Anthony has old LOL.
Thanks, Ed. The Timberwolves are up after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The 76ers were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead. They've been scrapping, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Jeff Teague has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half.
These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Jay, it's a huge question in Philadelphia.
You said
What
Carmelo
can Markelle
Anthony is
Fultz
too
be
old.
in his
That's
second NBA
interesting.
season?
He could be a former #1 pick in the NBA draft. He can still be a star. I don't think
said
any
he's
of his
too old,
shooting
huh?
goals had to do with that shoulder injury last season. It was
Yeah.
mental. It was the yips. He's been getting reps this entire summer with that form, with that rhythm. And if he keeps shooting the ball the way I've seen him shoot out in California, this kid could be a star next year.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Teague with the basketball. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Shot from the lane won't go.
And when you miss so many chippies right around the rim, you look at their points in the paint production. The first half, they were great. Second half, not so much.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not a good shot there as he misses it. Teague with it up top. Up by 6. Great dish to set it up. From the painted area, won't go down. Another follow, still no good. The follow won't go either. Oh, and Wiggins up to block the shot. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. T-Wolves with the basketball. And Jay, they called the foul.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Teague. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Inside, he scores.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. Well, you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Butler to Wiggins. Down low, Towns. Lets it fly from long range. They dare Jimmy Butler to take it, and he makes them pay.
You know, every time I watch Jimmy Buckets, the tenacity he plays with on the defensive end, it just reconfirms the fact that he's been named an All-Star 4 times. He shot a career best 47% from the field in 2017-18. So when you think about trying to lock him up, you have to limit his touches, and you have to force him to catch the ball with his back to the basket. Make him put the ball down on the ground and make contested shots, because if you don't, Jimmy Butler will cut you apart.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating a contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Jonah Bolden at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 73%. And he's got the free throw as well. Minnesota with the basketball. Jonah Bolden rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, Ben Simmons. He's now 4 for 6.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
A drive by Butler, but his shot won't fall.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
47 wins for Minnesota. They squeak into the playoffs. What's key to take that next step?
If you're Scott Layden, the GM of the Wolves, the one person you're waiting for to arrive is Andrew Wiggins. Now, he had an impressive 3 seasons that earned him a max deal. But we watched this young man go from being the second option behind Jimmy Butler to now the third option behind Karl Anthony Towns. He averaged 17.5 points last year, but you need him to be a max-type player for this team to take the next leap.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Count the basket inside.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Rose to Gibson. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Minnesota at the controls. Rose to Towns. Karl Anthony Towns. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
No fading on that shot, strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Rose into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. To Wiggins. They get it down for Towns. Amir Johnson.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Entering the game for the Timberwolves.
Rose. Now a steal by Philly. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
From long range. Not going down here. Amir Johnson with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Driving right to the basket. Towns. Short jumper off the mark. The follow won't go either. Markelle Fultz. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Long key from 3/4 court. That ends the third quarter. It's the Sixers out in front. The Wolves with the basketballs. We start the fourth quarter, and things went off the rails for them a bit in that third quarter as they watched their lead completely evaporate.
And then some. Now they find them. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Butler. Fires the 3. Snared by Embiid. To Fultz. Oh, I missed a short one there. T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor. Rose. Terrific vision. Won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Fultz into the front court. Leads 4. To Redick. Going to launch beyond the arc. Defenders could lose sleep with this guy. J.J. Redick, well defended, still knocks it down.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Butler. Cruises inside for 2.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Joel Embiid looking good. 4 for 5.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball 101. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Simmons to Redick. Here's a chance from long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense. The Timberwolves have the basketball. The pass set it all up.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Simmons with it. Leads 3. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. It's Minnesota basketball. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Gorgie Jang at the line. First try, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Count the bucket for 2.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Team trying to finish, but he can't get it to go. Rose, wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Timberwolves have the basketball. Amir Johnson, huge block.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Simmons into the front court. Up 5. To Embiid. And Minnesota claims the rebound. Teague with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Down low for Jang. Gets it in the left corner. 4-3. Oh, surprise. He hits it.
Consistency wins a game. Sometimes you have to double down. I'm sure that's what their coach told them to do in the locker room. Keep shooting your shot.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
If you would like to participate in an upcoming event, you can register at our team website for more details.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
For Philadelphia, number 8 and number 12.
To McConnell for three. Like the confidence. Tough shot there from McConnell. Teague with it up top. His group now down 2. Shot from the lane won't go. To McConnell. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Joel Embiid. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Now that the process has been established, it's going to be fun to see how much better Joel Embiid can be this season. Everybody heard about his arduous offseason workout program, but the thing I love about him the most, he always works on his game, even if he's dunking on random fans on vacation.
Wiggins. Blocked away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
We get a whistle. In the eyes of the ref, he meant it. Intentional foul.
In the 80s, that might have been a personal, but regardless, it had the same impact. You just injected a little life into your squad, just when they needed it.
Here's a whistle and an intentional foul. 2 free throws coming up with 25 seconds remaining.
Ed, what's that old saying? Ruffled feathers do not flock together? Well, actually, I just made that up. But what it means is that play will cause a little havoc. As designed, the team that uses it to galvanize as a unit will have the advantage.
Able to convert on both free throws. Now a whistle as Minnesota's going to take the timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Towns to Wiggins. Fires the 3. Embiid with the board. And here's the foul. Right now it's a 2-possession game, so if he hits 1 or 2 of these, it could be all she wrote.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
And hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. Trying to cash in. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
I mean, this is something everybody can relate to in their lives. It's happened to me while doing broadcasts as well. Sometimes you're physically there, but mentally you're nowhere to be found. We obviously saw one of those same things happen on the court.
T.J. McConnell at the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Inside, he scores. That'll get out of bounds off one of the T-Wolves. It remains Sixers basketball. The Sixers are victorious as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey, everyone. It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers emerged victorious after a tight finish.
And it's always great to watch a team with such an unselfish approach to the game. Plenty of assists were delivered throughout this contest.
What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Timberwolves lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. They did a great job with their ball movement, forcing the defense to constantly make adjustments. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the win. Check out the leading scores
For the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Joel Embiid.
Blocked plenty of shots, but the stat you don't see is how often he forced opposing shooters into tough shots that resulted in misses.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Take a look at the remaining games. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.